Hebrews 1:1-4. In the past, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. After he had provided purifications for sins, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. Tilting your head up, your ear towards the ceiling. Other side, ear towards the ceiling. Ear towards the ceiling. And ear towards the ceiling. Rolling your head half circle around, not going all the way back. Kind of let this fall into your shoulders a bit too. Really warming up your neck. And now more of a shoulder roll with head halfway. Shoulder roll, head. Again, really loosening up your chest and shoulders. And rolling down towards the middle. And bending, plie your legs. Come up with your legs and roll up. Let your head be the last thing to roll up. And rolling down. Plie your legs. To squat. Straighten your legs and roll up. Head is the last thing that comes up. One more time. Rolling down. Head is heavy. Feet, legs plie. And extend. And plie again. And extend. Plie. And extend. Plie. And extend. Plie. And extend. Plie. And extend. Good job. And heels up. Heels up. Heel raises. Staying collapsed over. And feet into first position. And heels up, heels up, heels up. Staying in a turned out position. Keep going. And rolling up. Head last. Coming into second position. We're going to plie, extend, plie, 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 plie. Keep going. Small pulses. Keep going. And even smaller pulses, just barely moving your hips up and down. Keep going. Pulse, 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 pulse. Keep going, one more. Going to the side, into a lunge, and pulsing up and down in parallel or slightly turned out. Your front leg. Keep going. Pulse. And going to the other side. Turning our body. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep going. And keep pulsing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep going. back to the first side and straightening our back leg, pushing our heel towards the floor. And a really good stretch. And extending our leg that's straight, pushing up into our toe. Straight back leg, lunged front leg. And other side, straighten the back leg, pushing the heel into the ground. And straighten that back leg, pushing up into a point. Lift that back heel while keeping a straight back leg. Good job. Shake out your legs. And coming into a lunge, knee down in the back. Pushing back with your hands into an arch. Really stretching your back, your stomach, your chest. Pushing back. And lifting your knee up in the back. Making sure your knee in the front is right over your ankle bone. And knee down. And lunge the other leg. Knee down in the back. Say hi to my puppy. Pushing back with your hands into an arch, stretching your back and your stomach and chest. Plank, or you might have a dog or a child underneath you. And lifting your back leg, lift while in plank position. You might need to take a little break there too. Okay, coming back down to a plank and lifting our back leg straight up, trying to hollow out your back, get as low as possible, and other leg lift, keep lifting. Good job. And coming down to our elbows and pushing up. Coming down to our elbows, alternating hands. Elbows, push up. Elbows, push up. Coming down to elbows. And I'm not doing a very good job here, but trying to keep your butt down as low as possible. And last one. Good job. And coming down, pushing up with our arms, stretching our back. Glutes and coming back into a type of a child's pose, and just stretching our back in that and rolling up. Good job. Coming to our bar or railing, and we're going to stretch out our thoracic spine, pressing down with our hands and opening up our shoulders, your head staying in line. Just pressing down hard as you can, head in line. And rolling up through our back, pushing up, and doing a few push-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keeping our elbows in and rolling back down to a flat back. Really pushing down. This is a really good stretch for not only your shoulders, but for your upper back. And trying to do back bends, our shoulders tend to get really tight. Rolling up and through, and push-ups again, keeping your shoulders in, your elbows in. Elbows tucked in. These are bar push-ups. And rolling back down, pressing, head in line. Tucking with our stomach, and our back is flat. And rolling up and through. This should feel really good. Into push-up position, elbows in. Going. And pushing back down, rolling back down. And pushing one more time with our hands. Flat back again, and lifting our back leg. Our front leg can be bent or straight, and we are in parallel. So lifting towards the back, flat back. Keep going, and our legs should not go too high because we don't want to come out of parallel. I'm going to keep our hips in line with the floor, parallel to the floor. And foot diagonally, lifting diagonally. Good job. And rolling our foot through kind of like a quarter of a circle. Straight leg, rolling up and to the side, rolling up to the back, rolling up to the side, rolling up to the back, rolling up to the side, and bending that knee and lifting to the side in parallel still, lifting that knee, good job, and lifting the knee now straight back and up, the leg stays bent. Again, it doesn't have to be very high. Good job. Take the leg you were standing on, bring it over and stretch. Your standing leg will tend to be more painful than the one that was doing all the work. And crossing that leg over in a mermaid stretch. Stretching our obliques, reaching out as far as we can. This should feel really good. Good job. And other side. So leg back, and we're in parallel. Don't forget, you can bend your front knee if you'd like, and lifting your back leg. You want to keep your hips parallel to the ground, your back flat. And lift, lift, lift. Lift, keep going. And now bringing it to the diagonal and lifting diagonally. And bringing one leg up and around and back. Straight leg to the side, straight leg to the back, kind of like in a quarter circle, like a big chunk from a wheel of a cheese. Just taking that chunk out with your leg, straight back and to the side, and again lifting your knee as it's bent, We're staying parallel. Good, and lifting our leg back, straight back, but then leg stays bent. Good job. Taking the opposite leg you were standing on, bringing that over, stretching. Stretch, bringing one leg over, stretching our obliques. Good job. Facing forward on our bar, we are going to be rolling through our feet in first position. Stretching our feet out a bit. And rolling through those feet. Heels together, up on our toes. And pliés, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and pulsing down low, really keeping your butt tucked in, trying not to let it stick out or your back be arched. You want to really have a flat back. Going. Good job. And hips back and forth, booty hips. It's hard to see on this, but my hips are going horizontally back and forth. Up and down as well. And all the way down to grand plie. And as you can see, my heels are not touching the floor when I get to the bottom, but I am touching the floor. So you're going all the way down. Grand plie. Grand plie. Grand plie. One more, grand plie. Good job. And bringing our knees in and out, in and out, squeezing in, squeezing in, squeezing in. We got this. Squeezing, squeezing. Okay, good job, everyone. And stretching your feet out in any way you like. And again, bringing that leg over, stretching our hips. If you would prefer, you can put it up on your bar or on your railing or whatever you're using. But if that is too much, don't worry about it. Just keep it down low. And stretching over the leg. And other leg, either over your knee or up onto your bar, reaching over it, up and over. And then turning towards your leg and stretching, trying to make your back as flat as possible. I don't think that's what I'm doing here, but that's the goal. Good job. Okay, staying facing the bar. We're going to be in turned out position. And we're lifting our leg in arabesque. And this time, it is turned out. It's totally different, so you can lift your leg as high as you'd like. And keep lifting. And now taking your knee into attitude. And just lifting your knee. Just lifting the knee in attitude. Good job. And now holding that at whatever level you can go to. stretching over. Good job shaking it out. Taking your leg behind you. You can take it back high. You can do it low. If that feels good. Or high. My hand is behind my ankle. And just stretching. Again, you can do it low. Or you can do it high. This is a good stretch for your shoulder as well. Okay. Next leg. Again, we are in turned out, so don't forget. And we're going to be doing arabesques. And lifting, and you don't have to go very high. Just go to the way that feels the best and is not pulling anything. But if that's the height that you're doing it, if you're doing higher than me, that's great. Lower than me, that's great. You're just competing against yourself, okay? And lifting with our leg in attitude. Attitude is just bent. So it's an arabesque with a bent leg in the knee. Lifting. And I am in turned out. I'm not in parallel. And lifting. Keeping it lifted, really trying to straighten and be fully straight on towards your mirror or whatever you're using. Shoulders should both be like parallel to one another, not one pulled back a bit more. And keep lifting, good job. Straighten the leg forward, stretching over. And then bringing that leg either low or higher. Arm goes behind your ankle. Good job. 1 second. Okay, back now. Going down to the ground. One shoulder underneath the other, really stretching our spine. This should feel really good. And other side, rolling that shoulder underneath, stretching our back. Again. Hope you guys stay and we can talk about Hebrews 1. I would love to hear your comments. I would love to hear one of the pieces or one of the parts of this paragraph about Jesus that really stands out to you and why. Getting to know who Jesus is the best part of life. So stick with me towards the end. We're going to be laying on our back and just doing a sort of modified V-up. Arms and knees come in together, kind of like a coordinated effort. And if this is challenging, you can just hold in that one position while you're being up, just holding there or hold low in this position. You got it. Breathe. You got it. Good job. Bring your knees in to a fetal position. Blades on the floor opposite your knee. Trying to get that shoulder blade on the floor. And bringing the other knee over. And bringing the that is the challenge. Holding it there. Coming up to our elbows and bringing our legs in a can-can type of move from one side to the other. Really stretching our hips and lower back. Strengthening. And if you want a further challenge, you can straighten those legs while you do it. If not, just keep your legs bent. You pretend like you're back in, a jazz class when you're like 13. Good job. Coming up to your knees. Let's just end with pliés. Just demi-plie and a grand plie. Folding over. Good job, you guys. Stretch it out. If you want to take more time on this, it's fine. Shaking your head yes and no. Rolling up. Again, demi-plie. Demi-plie, grand plie, folding over, shaking your head out, shake your head yes and no, rolling up. Good job, everyone. Please stay with me. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being with me today. I enjoy getting to teach, and I hope that you guys enjoy getting to do this at home. We are going through Hebrews 1 today, and I just want to pick certain things out of this first paragraph of Hebrews 1. This is a power-packed paragraph. It is basically telling us who Jesus is. A lot of us might have ideas. We might have heard about him in Sunday school and maybe gotten these bite-sized pieces of who we think God is. And sometimes that needs to be renovated with God's word. It's like, well, that's what I thought you were, but what does the Bible actually say? Who actually are you? It's easy when you're getting to know a person over text or, when you're far away to get a wrong perception about who someone is. And then when they walk into the room or you meet them in person, you're like, oh, wow, that's a totally different person than who I was thinking. Well, today we're just going to break down a few of these things in Hebrews 1:1-4. It says, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days, he's spoken to us by his Son. The Son, is unlike any other prophet that has come before or has come after, because those prophets all had sin. They all were human beings, just mortals. But this time, God spoke to us in a way that we can't misunderstand him, because he's speaking. Jesus is the exact representation of the Father's being. If we see Jesus, we see the Father. And it says, he appointed him heir of all things. Jesus will actually inherit the earth, not just heaven. He's not just the king of heaven. He's the king of heaven and earth. All power, authority, dominion, government, infrastructure, on this earth, will inherit that. He's the king of the whole earth. It says the Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being. Jesus took off that glory. We hear in Philippians 2, he made himself nothing, taking on the very nature of a servant. But that wasn't who he actually was. He actually is the radiance of God's glory. You think of God's glory, boom, it's just insane, right? And sometimes we think of Jesus as this homely version of him, but he actually is a radiance of God's glory that we find here. And it says the exact representation of his being. And it says through him, he made the universe. So Jesus was there at creation. He was the Word. And it says that Jesus sustains all things by his powerful word. So he spoke the word into being, and then he's sustaining it by this word. He is the Word. He sustains all things. He sustains atoms in orbit, planets, suns, our bodies, the delicate balance between sunlight and photosynthesis and food. He sustains all things by his powerful word. So his word, when spoken from his mouth, has power to shake everything because he holds it all together. After he had provided purification for sin, he sat down at the right hand of the Majesty in heaven. So he became as much superior to the angels as the name he has inherited is superior to theirs. He went from being below the angels for a short time to inheriting the places above every other name. So as you take this week, just kind of mull over this, try to meditate on who Jesus is. We have so much here to just be like, wow, okay, he's our inheritance. So this is our inheritance, to dig into who he is. Thank you for being with me, and God bless you guys.